My name is Katie Twardak. I am a partner at the law firm of Tomasic, Coton, Casserman, and I am now officially the president of the Women's Bar Association of the state of Illinois. This evening, we are presenting Eileen O'Neill Burke with the Myra Bradwell Award. Myra Bradwell was the first woman to pass the Illinois State Bar exam. I first met Eileen O'Neill Burke when she was Justice Eileen O'Neill Burke. She was an Appellate Court Justice here in the 1st District, and I met her when she was putting on a CLE with then Judge Claire McWilliams. What really struck me about Eileen, her humility and the fact that she's a mom, she was a lawyer, then she was a judge, now she's a state's attorney. She did it all, but she was very honest about it being difficult. I can't think of a person who really encapsulates a focus on the law and a willingness to toil through what it means to be a lawyer and what it means to get to the root of things than Eileen O'Neill Burke.
My name is Eileen O'Neill Burke, and I am the Cook County State's Attorney. I decided to become a lawyer when I was in 6th grade. I went to a program at my school, and a woman spoke at that program, and she was a circuit court judge. That was a very rare thing in 1975. And I went home that day, and I had no lawyers in my family. I didn't even know any lawyers, and I told my mother I wanted to be a judge. Fast forward many years later, I went to argue my very first case as an assistant state's attorney in the appellate court. And when I went to the appellate court, this same woman was now on that panel on the appellate court. That was Mary Ann McMorrow. She became the first woman Illinois Supreme Court judge. Not only was Mary Ann McMorrow probably my first mentor, and she was probably completely unaware that the impact that she had on me, but she was the first in a series of women mentors that I had. Claire McWilliams became a judge 4 years before I did, and became my guidepost on not just how to become a judge, but how to become a better person. She has been with me through every trial and tribulation since I met her, and has been truly a mentor, but more importantly, a friend. I went to the appellate court in 2016. On my first day in the appellate court, Margaret McBride walked into my office with an orchid and a warm heart of advice. And I was so blessed to have her as my mentor the entire time I was in the appellate court. Not only did she make me a much better judge, but she made me a much better person. I have been gifted by having people come into my life at the right time throughout my life. My advice for young female attorneys is, this is a demanding job. This is hard. You have to take care of yourself. You will have demands of a family and demands of a career on you. And if you don't take care of yourself, that's not going to work for anyone. It's not going to work for your family. It's not going to work for your clients. So the most important thing is make sure you take care of yourself, and the rest will take care of itself. Be nice to people, because cases will come and go, but your reputation remains. Battle it out in court, but keep the battle in the courtroom. And always remember that you have a gift. Lawyers have a gift. We solve people's problems. And that is truly a tremendous, tremendous burden, but it's also a gift. So enjoy it. Enjoy that gift. Continuing legal education is so important. It is the cornerstone of what we need to be good lawyers. As you're developing your career as a lawyer, part of what you're developing is your judgment. And what kind of cases you take and what arguments you make. And having CLE is part of having good judgment. That's why organizations like the Women's Bar are so vitally important to our jobs as lawyers. It is a challenging time in the law. There's a lot of seismic change happening in our country. Our right to reproductive freedom is the biggest issue that's confronting women in the law right now. It is under assault. Almost half the states, abortion is illegal. Illinois remains a bastion of women's freedom to choose, and hopefully it will remain that way. To Katie, congratulations on being sworn in as the president of this esteemed organization. I know you're going to have a fabulous year, and the organization is going to be better with you at the helm.